people, by the way, about what percentage of people do you think have secure attachments, have been securely attached? And I'll describe what that is. Securely attached people are resilient. They can have setbacks, they can reinvest faith and trust in people, they can laugh at themselves, they can make changes, and pretty much they like themselves, they're okay with themselves, and they feel a strong attachment to important figures in their life, namely their parents, but probably also brothers, sisters, friends, and the community. About what percentage of people do you think fall into that category? Throw out some numbers.
25.
How many?
25.
25. Any others?
10.
10.
Are you asking about people or percentage?
Percentage of people that fall into the secure category. 50, 60, 70. I'm gonna, okay, so I hear a lot. Around 50%, perhaps 55%. I think it's a bit less, but the statistics say about 50 or 55%, which leaves us the other 50% of people who live in a world where they feel limited or questionable security. So it's from there that we're going to start talking about, so what happens in relationships. As kids, we pretty much would do anything to stay attached, because attachment means that we survive. And I want you to really take that in. A child cannot survive without a parent, because a child doesn't have the wherewithal to survive without a parent. So when survival needs are pinned against developmental needs, like, I want to do this and not that. Oh, I love putting my head in mud, or I want to play now, I don't want to go to sleep. Which will win out, the survival need to be attached or the survival need to grow? There are two competing needs, because we also want to grow, right? All people intuitively want to grow, they want to learn, they want to be, we want to be ourselves. We have some impulse in us that wants to live, that wants to become more. But that might get into conflict with the need to be attached to a parent. Which is going to win out? The attachment need will win out. And that's where the distortion begins, because whatever mom or dad want us to do or be or think at a very early age, we're going to try very hard to do that, even if it's not good for us. So I just want you to put that in the hopper and to begin thinking about that. So now I'm going to go to the question of, so how much choice do we have? Because in all our lives we say, well, you know, I had this or that growing up, I was happy, I wasn't happy, I was seen, I wasn't seen enough. I'm going to do it better. I'm going to be more. I'm going to find somebody who will appreciate me, who will see me, who will know what I really am and what I can be. And the truth is, at the very bottom of the heart of each person, I truly believe that everyone wants to be good, and everyone else also wants to be him or herself. And also everyone has something to contribute in the world, whether he was taught that or not. And let to be and supported, he will do that. Hampered, he might not. So the question is, how much choice do we really have? And I'm going to say, well, there are two things that happen here. There's a good part and a less good part, but there's what we call repetition. We will repeat things we learned in our childhood, negative and positive. We will repeat, and I want you to start thinking about that as well. Think about behaviors that you would like to change, but you just keep repeating the same ones again and again. It's locked in the brain. We will repeat. And along with that, I'll say there's also a kind of destiny. That's my word. There's a kind of destiny, because given a certain life, certain things, a certain childhood, certain kinds of parents, we have a small frame of choice. Nevertheless, we do have choice. So what's going to happen in the selection process in partnering? We are going to be attracted to something or other that we may not be aware of, but it's going to fit us in some way. So that's kind of, that's one of the two parts. We're going to be attracted, and I even call that the God part, because God takes care of that. We think we want one thing, but we're attracted to another thing. And somehow we get there. Somehow, all the people who go out, who go on dates, who get married, they'll all tell a different story about somehow we got there. Oh, and I married this guy, and I really didn't want to, but somehow I did, or this woman, but somehow it happened. And I was really interested in someone else, but somehow I married this one, or somehow, even though I wasn't attracted, I somehow got together with this person. So there's a kind of destiny that's there waiting for us. And I would even go as far as saying, well, that's what God puts in the recipe. But there's also a repetition part, and that relates back to our childhood, because we're going to repeat the kinds of behaviors and things we learned about ourselves again and again. So it's kind of a twofold thing. And what we have to remember is that we were all small at one time, right? So being small, we were at a disadvantage. We couldn't make big decisions. But as we grow older, we say to ourselves, well, now I'm going to make a big decision, and now I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And we really do have that intention, but somehow we have a recipe inside us. And that recipe goes with us wherever we go, right? So we call that taking what with us? Our
baggage.
Right. And who knows what that means? We all have baggage, right? Somebody once said, oh, you know what? I'm really low maintenance. I can get along with anyone. Believe me, in an intimate relationship, everyone is high maintenance. And I want you to put that in and think about it. There is no one who is low maintenance, because everybody is a person. Everybody has things they like, they don't like, things that bother them, things that don't bother them, things that insult them, things they want. There is nobody who has nothing. And if they have nothing, then they're not alive. So I want you to really get that and hold it, because there are people walking around saying, no, I want somebody who's easier. I want someone who's low maintenance. There is no such thing. Everybody has a life. Okay. So